Now let's calculate descriptive statistics using SPSS. We've already done it using Excel. Let's use this software, SPSS. So we're going to end up with 3 tables. And in each of these tables you can cut and paste into a Word document and submit that as your homework. So the first table is right here. We're going to use this feature, Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then something called Descriptives. 1, 2, 3. And it'll get you to this prompt box right here that says which variable would you like to calculate these means and standard deviations of. So you can have variables on this side. You only want to put the variable in here that is the one you want to do the analysis on. And the only one we want to calculate a mean of is our continuous dependent variable. So remember that, because it doesn't help at all if you just throw all the variables in there. That doesn't make sense. So once we do that, we end up with a nice table like this. And it has the n, it has the mean and max, and it has the mean and the standard deviation. So let's go see if we can do that with our SPSS data. So here it is right here. There's Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Descriptives. Now the prompt comes up. It has 2 variables in it. And you should note that these are the 2 variables that are continuous variables. ID number and number of drinks. Well, we certainly don't want to calculate the mean of ID number. That makes no sense. This is our continuous dependent variable. That's the one we want to calculate our mean of. So we put that in the variable box for the analysis. We click OK, and boom. There are 20 in the total sample. Here's the min, the max. The mean is 6.25, and the standard deviation is 2.36. Now, this is good data to have. This is the mean of all the people who responded to how many drinks are considered to be binge drinking. But really, in statistics, we want to compare the 2 levels of the independent variable. We want to compare the frat to the no frat. And that's not what we have here. So we want the mean for the frat and the mean for the no frat. So that's the next thing we're going to do. So let's go back to our informational sheet, and let's scroll down. So now we want to compare the means. So similar, we're going to use this Analyze function. We're going to then go to Compare Means and click on Means. And when we do that, again, we will have choices to make. It'll ask you what goes in the independent list, what goes in the dependent list. This is the independent variable. This is the dependent variable. And once you click on that, you should get an output that I'll explain. So let's go to the data. Whoops, wrong data. Let's go to the actual data. There it is right there. That was the output file I clicked on by accident. So let's go to Analyze, Compare Means, and Means. All right. Now, what is our independent variable? You got to start thinking about this like a scientist. Well, it's this category right here. It's the frat. No frat and no frat. We click that in the independent variable list. And what is our continuous dependent variable? This is categorical. This is continuous. This is just an ID number. So you want to put the proper variable in. That's the one you want right there. You put that in the dependent variable list. You click OK, and it gives you a nice output. So this is adding to that output sheet we just had a few minutes ago. This was the first table. Now it's adding this. Excuse me 1 second. So it gives you this output right here, which doesn't do much for anything, so you could ignore this table. But this is the one that's really important. This is the second table you want. And if you look at it, this compares the means between the no frat and the frat group. And there it is, 4.7, 7.8. I would go double check your Excel printout. It should be the exact same means. So good job. That's our second table right there. This is the first one right up here. Here. And this is the second one right down here. You want to cut and paste both of those and put them in a Word file. All right, let's start working on the third table we want. So we go back to our informational sheet, and now we want to work on the descriptive statistics for the categorical data. Okay, so this is going to calculate percentages. So for this, we want to go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and this time we want to go to the crosstab function. And there's some stuff you have to follow here, so follow very carefully. Okay, I'm going to go to the screen and explain it to you that way. Let's go back to our data. All right, so we want to go Analyze, Descriptive, cross tabs. All right, now this can get a little confusing, but you want to put your IV, your independent variable, in the row column. So there it is right there, frat. We're going to put that in right there. You want to put your DV, again, for this one, this is continuous, but now we're studying the categorical dependent variable. So we want to put that in columns. All right. One other little trick, in order to get percentages, we got to click on cells and we got to click on percentages. And you always want to click on the percentage that is represented by your independent variable. Since the independent variable is in rows, you want to click on row like that. All right, we say continue and we say OK. And here is the next table that is added. Again, this doesn't help us much. It's extra printout from SPSS that really isn't of much value. But this is the one we're looking for here. This is the third table that you're going to need for your homework. And if you just focus on the yes, look at how well things are labeled. This is all labeled nicely because of our values we put in the variable command. So the no frats say that 80% think binge drinking is a problem on campus, and the frat only 40% says yes, binge drinking is a problem on campus. If you check your Excel data, I'm sure you'll see that those numbers are the same. That's how you calculate descriptive statistics using SPSS.